Hello, my name is Kira DeAndre, and today I will be presenting to you a couple of projects from my portfolio for CSA Day. So first, just a little bit of information about me. I was born and raised in Raleigh, North Carolina, and I am graduating this May of 2021 with my Bachelor's of Science in Interior Design and a minor in Studio Art. The fields of design I am most interested in and hope to pursue are residential and hospitality design. And off to the right is a copy of my resume. And if you would like to take a closer look at that, you may pause the video and do so. So next, we just have the table of contents that displays the projects I have chosen to share with you today, which include my Lush corporate office project, a luxury skybox for a pop record label, a room adaption, and finally, some construction documents. First up, we have my Lush corporate office project. For this project, we were instructed to select a company of our choice and design a two-story corporate office for the brand. The office was to include a marketing department, a retail space, a lobby, a lounge and cafe, and offices for human resources, an IT department, accounting, and management. The intent of my design was to create an eco-friendly, ethical, and artistic design that reflected the morals and aesthetics of Lush as a company. I achieved this by using sustainable and eco-friendly materials throughout my design. So first, we have the floor plans, which you can see on the slide. The first floor included the marketing department, my bad, the retail space right here, the lobby, and then finally the lounge and cafe. And the second floor was to house the private offices for human resources, the IT department, accounting offices, management offices, a conference room, the CEO's office, and a Xerox room. Next are my renderings for this space. I chose to do a rendering of the Lush lobby and the Lush lounge. And above these renderings, you can see some of the finishes and materials that I chose for these spaces. Next, we have the record label luxury skybox project, which was a group project. For this project, we were instructed to create a record label for a genre of music of our choosing and design a luxury two-story stadium skybox. Our group chose pop as the genre, and we wanted to create a functional, inviting, and luxurious space by utilizing vibrant colors and expensive yet durable materials, all while maintaining ADA requirements. So first, we have the floor plans. The first floor plan was designed and created by my group mate, Melissa Duncan. And this floor contained the entertainment area, the ADA bathroom, the viewing platform, and the bar and kitchen. The second floor was designed by myself, which included the flexible conference room, the residential sleep space, which includes this little living area, the residential ADA bathroom, and that was all for that. And then off to the far right are just some of the furnishings and fixtures that we chose for this space. So here are some of the renderings for the second floor that I created for the residential sleep space and then the flexible conference area. And above those are just some of the fabrics and finishes that we selected for the spaces. Up next is the room adaption project. For this project, we were required to modify the same room 3 times according to the user of the space. The room would be used over time by 3 different family members: Sadie, a teenage girl, Jim, a middle-aged veteran, and finally Cecilia, an elderly woman. So first up on this slide, we have Jim and his office that we were instructed to design. We had to design the space while keeping in mind that this veteran has PTSD, which led me to include key elements such as plants, varying shades of blue, dim lighting, and an uncluttered space, after having done thorough research on PTSD and what sort of design would help reduce the symptoms. So here you can see a rendering that I did of his space, and up above are just some of the finishes and materials that I used throughout his space. Next, we have Cecilia's sitting room, the elderly woman, up top. And for this design, I took into consideration both the aesthetic and mobility issues. When designing her room, I avoided using high pile carpets, sharp corners, and over cluttering the space, all to avoid tripping hazards and or other possible injuries, knowing that she's an elderly woman. So at the top, you can see this is Cecilia's rendered sitting room. And off to the right of that are just some of the finishes and materials that I selected for her. Finally, we have Sadie's bedroom. This was the simplest of the three designs, being that Sadie had no limitations that the other two did. So for this design, it was more about the client's interests and hobbies rather than designing based on any limitations that the other two did have. And then off to the right of her rendered bedroom, again, we just have some finishes and materials that I selected for her. All right, and the last project that I will show you today includes sheets that I created for a set of construction documents that I and two other group members collaborated on to make up an entire set of documents. I was responsible for the wall partitions, the demolition plan, the partition plan, and the index sheet. The first slide that I am showing you displays the wall sections or partitions that might be used throughout the building. The title block used throughout these documents, this right here, was created by my teammate, Rachel Gibbons. And here you can just see some of the wall partitions that might be used throughout the space and the details and all of the different aspects that make them up. So next we have the demolition plan, which shows where new doors and walls or partitions will be placed and where some of the old walls that may or may not be in the way will be taken down. And it's this red lining that you see. And finally, we have the partition plan, which calls out what type of partition each of the walls will be, what each of the rooms will be used for, and where the new walls and doors will be, as well as the dimensions of the room. And this project just sort of overall showcases how I can use AutoCAD to create these documents. These were all created in AutoCAD. All right, that concludes my presentation. Thank you for joining me today. My contact information is on the slide if you have any further questions or comments, and I look forward to hearing from you. And thanks again for watching my CSA Day portfolio presentation.